Dear one, I know how you've been sitting with this question, turning it over in your hands like a stone you can't set down. Why me? You've asked it in the morning, when the day feels too big for what you carry. You've whispered it at night, when the silence gets loud with doubt. You look at others and wonder what they have that you don't. You watch them move with clarity, while you stumble through fog. And somewhere deep, you've started to believe the worst lie, that I made a mistake. That somehow, in the great sweep of all creation, I meant to pass over you, but my hand slipped. Sweet soul, let me sit with you here. What you're feeling isn't small. It's the ache of someone who wanted to believe but got tired of waiting for proof. The exhaustion of holding on when you can't see the thread connecting then to now, or now to anything meaningful ahead. You're not asking for glory, you're asking for reason. Something to make sense of the struggle, the setbacks, the seasons that stripped you bare. I hear you, and I want you to know, what's coming isn't a cosmic performance to dazzle the crowd. It's something quieter, more personal, more true. It's me showing you, in ways you'll recognize as mine, that your life was never random, that you were never backup, never filler, never the compromise I had to settle for. Beloved, when I chose you, it wasn't because you auditioned well. It wasn't because you had credentials I needed, or a resume that stood out, or a personality that made things easier for me. I didn't choose you for what you could produce. I chose you because of who you are, the specific, irreplaceable soul that only you carry. The way you see the world, the questions you ask in the dark, the kindness you offer even when you're running on empty, the way your heart breaks over things others walk past. I saw all of it, not as flaws to fix, but as the exact design I wanted. You think you're supposed to be someone else by now, stronger, louder, clearer, more certain. But I never asked you to become them. I asked you to become you, the fullest, truest version of what I placed inside you before you ever took a breath. And that becoming, it doesn't happen in a straight line. It happens in the breaking open, in the seasons you hated, in the waiting rooms and detours and doors that closed in your face. All of it, every single piece, was me preparing you for what I'm about to reveal. Dear child, I know you felt overlooked, like others were called to the front while you stayed hidden in the back wondering if I forgot your name. But what looks like delay to you has been development to me. I've been shaping something in you that can't be rushed or replicated. A depth that only forms under pressure. A wisdom that only grows in the waiting. A compassion that only comes from walking through your own valley. You couldn't carry what's coming with who you were 3 years ago. You needed the refining, the stripping away, the long quiet months where nothing made sense. Because what I'm about to show you isn't just a moment, it's a doorway. And you'll need to know bone deep that it's me who opened it. Not your effort, not your perfection, not your ability to finally get it right. Just me, loving you, choosing you, keeping my word. Beloved family, every message you hear is created with the hope that it reaches someone at the right moment. If you feel led to be part of this mission, the support link is in the description and comment box. Together, we are spreading something meaningful. Dear heart, I see the way you brace yourself even now. You've heard promises before, you've believed before, and when nothing came or when it came differently than you hoped, you learned to protect yourself by believing a little less each time. I understand that. I don't fault you for the caution. I don't roll my eyes at your doubt. You're human. You've been hurt. You've hoped and been hollowed out. But here's what I need you to hear. What I'm about to do isn't contingent on your optimism. You don't have to muster faith like it's a ticket you need to earn entry. This is me moving because I said I would. Because your name is written in my hand, and I don't erase what I've inscribed. Because I am not like the ones who disappointed you. I don't promise what I can't deliver. I don't start what I won't finish. And when I say I chose you, I mean I still choose you. Today, in this exact moment, with all your questions and scars and uncertainties. Precious one, you've been carrying a fear that maybe you misunderstood the whole thing. That what you thought was a calling was really just wishful thinking. That the dream you held was something you made up to comfort yourself, and now you're too old, too late, too far behind to matter. But what if I told you that every time you felt that nudge, that whisper, that strange pull towards something bigger, it was me? What if the reason it won't leave you alone is because I planted it? And the reason it's taken so long isn't because you missed your window, but because the window was never about timing. It was about readiness, depth, the kind of roots that hold when the wind comes. You're ready now, not because you've arrived at perfect, not because you've figured it all out, but because you've been willing to stay even when staying felt like losing. You've been willing to keep your heart soft even when bitterness would have been easier. You've been willing to hope in secret, in the small hours when no one was watching. That's what I've been looking for. Not performance, not perfection, just a heart that stays open to me. And you've given me that. Even on the days you thought you were failing, you were actually faithful. Loved one, there's something forming in the unseen right now. Conversations you don't know about. Doors aligning. Connections being drawn together like threads. It won't look like a lightning bolt. It'll look like an invitation, an opportunity, a moment where you'll recognize my fingerprints all over it. And in that moment you'll understand why it had to be now and not before. You'll see why the earlier version of this would have crushed you, or rushed you, or pulled you away from what you truly needed. You'll see that I wasn't withholding. I was protecting, preparing, positioning. Because I don't just give you a chance, I give you the right chance, at the right time, with the right foundation beneath you. And when it comes, you won't have to convince anyone you belong there. You'll know, and that knowing will be the evidence that I am the one who opened it. My child, some of you have been asking, what about the people who were chosen instead of me? Let me tell you something true. This isn't a contest. My choosing you doesn't mean I rejected someone else. My favor on your life doesn't subtract from theirs. I have more than enough purpose, more than enough provision, more than enough presence. You are not in competition for scraps of my attention. You are each held in a love so specific, so custom designed, that no one else's story threatens yours. Their breakthrough doesn't delay yours. Their gift doesn't diminish yours. Their calling doesn't erase yours. I made you distinct for a reason. What I've placed in you is for something only you can touch, a person only you can reach, a space only you can fill, a word only you can speak, and I'm about to show you what that is. Not in vague spiritual language, not in someday theory, in real time, in your real life. You'll see it unfold, and you'll feel the click of recognition. This is what I was made for. Sweet soul, I know you've wondered if you imagined my voice. If that thing you thought you heard was just your own longing echoing back. But I want you to consider this. What if the longing itself was my voice? What if the dissatisfaction you felt with shallow things was me calling you toward deeper things? What if the ache for more was me putting my fingerprint on your heart, so you'd know when you found what you were looking for? You haven't been chasing shadows, you've been following a thread I gave you, and it leads here, to this season, to this unveiling, where you'll finally see that you weren't crazy, you weren't foolish, you weren't making it up, you were hearing me, and I was leading you, even when the path looked like wilderness. Beloved, there's going to be a moment soon, maybe quiet, maybe sudden, where something shifts. A door opens, a conversation happens, a piece falls into place, and you'll feel it in your chest. This is him, not because someone told you, not because you worked up the faith, but because you'll recognize my touch. The way a child knows their father's hand in the dark, even before they see his face. You'll know it's me because of the way it fits, the way it feels like coming home to a place you've never been, the way it aligns with the deepest part of you, The part that's been whispering, I was made for something. And you were. You were made for this. Not just the outcome, but the journey of becoming someone who can carry it with grace. Someone who can steward it with humility. Someone who can walk in it without forgetting where it came from. That's why the wait mattered. That's why the refining wasn't wasted. Because I don't just give you a platform, I give you a foundation. I don't just hand you a title, I grow you into someone who can hold the weight of what I've called you to. And you're there now. Not because you're flawless, but because you're faithful. Not because you have all the answers, but because you've learned to lean on me for them. My dear one, when this starts to unfold, you might feel afraid. You might think, I'm not ready, I don't have what it takes. What if I mess this up? Let me speak to that now. You're right, you don't have everything you think you need. But you have me. And I am not sending you out alone. Every step you take, I'll be there. Every decision you face, I'll give you clarity. Every moment you feel in over your head, I'll remind you, you were never supposed to do this in your own strength. That's the whole point. This isn't about showcasing you, it's about revealing me through you. So when people see what's happening in your life, they won't marvel at your talent. They'll recognize something beyond talent. They'll sense the fingerprints of the divine. They'll say, there's something different here. Something I can't explain. And that something will be me. Working in you. Moving through you. Shining out of the cracks you thought disqualified you. Precious one, you've spent so much time looking at what you lack. But I've been looking at what you carry. The resilience you built in the dark. The hope you held when no one was watching. The faithfulness you offered even when I felt silent. You think those years were wasted. I'm telling you, they were the training ground. You learned things in the waiting that you couldn't learn any other way. You learned that I'm enough even when nothing else is. You learned to worship in the wilderness, to trust in the silence, to keep moving forward even when you couldn't see the path. And now, all of that becomes the foundation for what I'm about to build. None of it was lost. Every tear watered something. Every prayer shifted something. Every moment of surrender prepared something. And now it's time for the harvest. Dear heart, I need you to stop waiting for permission from people who were never meant to validate you. They didn't choose you. I did. And my choosing is the only endorsement that matters. You don't need their approval to step forward. You don't need their understanding to obey me. You just need to hear my voice and move when I say move. Because I'm about to open something that no human gatekeeper can close. I'm about to make a way that doesn't depend on their yes. And when it happens, you'll realize how much energy you spent trying to convince people who were never meant to be the door. They were just distractions. Tests to see if you'd wait for me, or settle for their substitutes. And you waited, even when it hurt, even when it looked foolish. You waited for me. And I'm here, right on time. My child, what I'm about to show you will answer questions you stopped asking because you got tired of not knowing. It'll connect dots you couldn't see before. You'll look back and say, that's why that happened. That's why that fell apart. That's why I had to go through that season. Not because I was punishing you, but because I was protecting you from things that would have derailed you. Because I was positioning you for something better than you knew to ask for. Because I loved you too much to let you settle. And now, all the pieces you thought were random, the detours, the delays, the doors that slammed shut, they'll suddenly form a picture, a map you couldn't see while you were walking it. But now from this new vantage point you'll see it clearly, and you'll weep, not from sadness but from relief, because you'll finally understand. I knew what I was doing all along. Loved one, I want you to receive something right now even before you see the evidence. Receive my pleasure in you, not for what you'll accomplish, not for what you'll produce, but for who you are, for the way you've clung to me in the dark, for the way you've chosen kindness when you were empty, for the way you've kept your heart open when closing it would have been easier. I see that, I honor that, and I'm about to show you that none of it went unnoticed, none of it was in vain. Every hidden act of faithfulness, I was there. Every whispered prayer I heard, every tear you cried in secret I caught. And now, I'm turning it into something beautiful. Something that will make you say it was worth it. All of it. Because it led me here. Sweet soul, there's a specific reason I chose you. Not a generic everyone gets one reason. A you reason. Something about the way I made you, your temperament, your perspective, your story, that fits perfectly with what I'm about to do. You'll see it soon. The way your past pain becomes the bridge for someone else's healing. The way your questions become the permission someone else needs to ask theirs. The way your wilderness becomes the map for someone still lost in theirs. I didn't waste any of it. I've been weaving it all together. Every thread, even the ones that looked ugly and frayed. And the tapestry I'm revealing will take your breath away. Because it's not just about you. It's about everyone you'll touch because you stayed faithful. Everyone who'll be reached because you didn't quit. Everyone who'll find hope because you held on to yours. This was never just for you. It was always for them too. But it had to start with you. With your willingness, your surrender, your yes. And you gave it, even when it cost you. My dear one, I'm about to show you why. Not in theory, not in metaphor, in real, tangible, undeniable ways. You'll see the door open. You'll feel the shift. You'll sense the breakthrough. And you'll know, beyond any doubt, that it's me. That I chose you. That I kept my word. That I was working even when you couldn't see it. And in that moment all the questions will quiet. All the doubt will dissolve. And you'll stand there, overwhelmed, not by what you've gained, but by the evidence of my faithfulness. You'll finally see yourself the way I've always seen you. Chosen, loved, equipped, ready. And you'll step forward with a confidence that doesn't come from you, but from me in you. Beloved, breathe into this moment. Let the weight of wondering fall away. You don't have to strive for proof anymore. You don't have to convince yourself you matter. You matter because I say you do. You're chosen because I chose you. And what I'm about to reveal will be the evidence you've been longing for. So rest now. Let your heart settle. I'm here. I've always been here. And I'm about to show you that you were never forgotten, never overlooked, never a mistake. You were always the plan. And the plan is unfolding. Right now. Right here. Stay close. Keep watching. You're about to see why. Amen. Beloved family, your support is more than help. It is faith in action. Because of you, these messages continue to reach hearts. May the Lord bless you, guide you, and stand with you in every season.